Okay, hello everyone. Welcome to Magical Mondays. 30 minutes with me, your host, the ever fabulous Miss G. Petrella. I'm just kidding. Um, just 30 minutes to get your day, your week started off in an empowered way. So you're not just relying on what's going on around you to get in the right place to do your work. Because guys, this stuff is completely intentional. We're going to be talking about that over and over and over again every Monday. Okay, so today, a couple of things we're talking about. One, how to calm down that ever beautiful mind so that it's not constantly, so that it starts working with you instead of maybe against you. We're going to be talking about planning your week out with joy and what needs to happen this week and what you're going to get done. And then lastly, one of my favorite things to talk about is your vision for the future and how to cut out this playing small. We're going to be talking about that today too. So welcome everyone. Thank you so much for joining. There's going to be lots of opportunity for questions, so feel free to use the chat box as much as you'd like. And let's just get started. So if you have a second, the very first thing we're going to do, obviously, to calm your mind, we're just going to do a little practice. You could call it a mini meditation. You can call it whatever you want, but we're going to do an exercise, if you will. So be a sport. Put both feet on the ground. If you're watching along, I hope you are. Make sure you have both feet on the ground. Close your eyes if you want. Don't if you don't. It's totally okay. And what I want you to do in order to calm your mind is we're going to take your time and do two of these actually. 2 really slow breaths in and 2 really slow breaths out. 2 of them. Okay, and take your time and make them equal in length. So the breath in should equal the breath out. Okay, so go ahead and do that. Let's actually do just one more. And what I want you to do is actually, when you're taking these breaths in and out, I want you to pay attention to how the air travels through your body. Okay? Perfect. Now we're going to take just a moment and we're just going to scan the inside of your body because you can see with your third eye. So what I want you to do is as you scan your body from the top of your head all the way down to your toes, if you come across any tightening, any tenseness, any resistance in your muscles, just relax, whatever you come across. So start at your forehead, the top of your head. If you have any tense muscles in your forehead, relax them. Any tense muscles around your eyes, your jaw, the back of your tongue. Relax any tension in the back of your head, down into your neck and shoulders. Down your arms, your wrists, and your hands and fingers. Relax everything as you get to it. Inside your chest, actually hold more tension here than we think. Your belly, your hips, release all that tension. Your buttocks down into your legs and your knees and your ankles and your toes and your feet. Now I want you to take 2 more long breaths in and 2 more long breaths out, 2 sets of those from this really relaxed state. Take your time. Okay. Now I want you to register your energy. I should have asked you first, but I want you to register how you feel versus how you felt when you came in. Do you feel a little bit calmer? More relaxed? More in your body? The most powerful, I feel better, but still feel catching tightness in my heart, and so that's okay. If you're feeling tightness anywhere, just breathe into it. Literally breathe right into where the tightness is. Send the air directly to there. You can do that. And send lots of love. It's okay. Whatever you can do to calm your energy down. Because we can't be as productive or as connected to our clients or as able to put ourselves out there over and over and over again if you aren't all the way in your body. A lot of wisdom in here, guys. It's not just in this, fabulous brain up in your noggin. There's a lot of wisdom down here in your body that we need. And we need you to have access to it, especially if you're in creation mode. Okay? So, really powerful exercise to do to start your day, anytime you're about to meet with a client, anytime you need to connect with anyone, really. Way more in your body, and really way more also in your power. Running up all that energy in your mind that's spinning, all of that is just sucking energy out of you. And frankly, we need it all. Okay, so this is a beautiful, very short, it took us, I've been talking for a couple minutes now, so maybe 5 minutes. Really simple exercise to do. And guys, this is our responsibility to be in our bodies all the way and do our work from this space. I even feel more powerful just having done it with you guys. Literally, I do that exercise a couple times a day. But if you're just getting started, just try it. Especially if you feel that anxiety coming up or any reactionary things around your work, right? Especially if you're in social media all day long. It's easy to become reactionary. So if you find yourself shifting into that space of like, oh no, what am I going to do? What's going to happen next? Do this exercise, okay? Likely if you do and you get back in your body, you'll have an answer. Instead of like, I got to do, you'll be like, oh, this is what needs to happen next. I do it all the time. Okay, guys, so today, next, we're going to talk about planning your week out with joy. Now, we talk about planning your week every week because I think it's so important. Don't wait until the day you're doing the thing to figure out what needs to be done. That is not a healthy way to practice business. It just isn't, okay? So knowing at least a week ahead of time what's coming up for you, powerful thing to do, okay? So guys, first step in planning your week with joy is, well, what are you working on that's joyful right now? Do you have a joyful thing? If you have something you're working on, put it in the chat box if you're near a computer, on your phone or whatever. But share with us what you're working on that's joyful for you. Everybody better have one. That's for sure. It's okay if you don't put it in the chat box, but everyone better have something that they are, at least one thing that they're working on that's fun. And if you don't, then I want you to take a moment to think about it now. What are you doing in your business that's super fun? New course offering, whoop, whoop, of course, a photo session this weekend, although it brings up nerves. That's okay. I'm not talking about nerves yet, okay? I'm just like talking about, ooh, this sounds fun. Hello, Annika. So seriously, what are you doing this week? Or period, what are you working on right now that is bringing you joy? What are you working on right now in your work? I hope everyone has one. If you don't, like I said a minute ago, time to start thinking about it now. There is no more room to be doing things we don't enjoy. That is just, we are past that in the entrepreneurial process, okay? Because if you aren't doing things that are joyful, you just won't do them. And then you're out of your power, okay? So what needs to happen this week? Not tasks, okay? Jeez, I have a hair that keeps falling across my eyes. Not tasks, guys, okay? But what outcomes are you working on this week that are joyful? Or really, actually, that is what I mean, joyful. What outcomes are you working on this week that are joyful? What do you need to have happen this week in your business? Is it, I need 2 clients? Okay, if that's the case, how do you get into that with joy? Okay? It's not like, I need to do discovery sessions or whatever the freak it is. It's not that, okay? What can you do to get to your outcomes that are joyful? Stop doing stuff that isn't joyful. Now, every once in a while, you're going to have to do a task that you don't like. That's just business, right? Like doing your books, right? We got to do that stuff. We got to keep track of our numbers. Although I play music when I'm doing mine. I'm like, look, I'm looking at the money I made this past month. Ooh, ooh. Okay? So like even that, if you're breathing, I'm like having fun with. So how can you get to what needs to happen this week in a joyful way? Do you need to reach out to people? How can that be joyful? Stop thinking about it as a sales call. Oh, that's a really good way. Do you need to promote a new product? Are you launching something? How do we do that in a joyful way? Totally possible. Do you have to do something you're nervous about? Which sounds like Sue might have to, which is awesome. It's okay if you're nervous about it. That's natural. But how do you deal with how you're nervous about it? More joy. What can you do before this thing that gets you back in your body and makes you feel happy and kind of kicks out the nerves? So again, guys, think about outcomes. Don't think like, I got to send an email list, so I got to do the thing, right? Plan around outcomes, not tasks. And then work backwards. And guys, I say this every week, but actually I say this all the time, but many times I hear dead air on the other side. And it's not just here, it's in Facebook posts too, okay? But remember, okay, that especially in the beginning, before you've got your huge following, it usually takes, on average, not always, but this is an average, okay, 10 times action to equal one result. So don't be like, I posted once in Facebook and I'm not having any clients. Or I shared my offer one time and I'm not seeing any results. Okay? If you see like, well, almost any marketer, which in fact you are as a board entrepreneur. Okay? So remember, it's not just about I figured out how I can make it work beforehand so I feel capable. Yes. Guilty of that. Yes, Mama, I hear you. Me too. You know why? Because I did it for so long. Oh, Lord Jesus. I'd be like, no one's responding to me. I did that a lot in the beginning. I'd be like, oh, I'm giving away stuff, but I'm not, getting clients. That was a huge trap I fell into for a long time. That's because I was only talking to each person one time. You guys, what do we expect, right? 10 times. I'm not saying it's always this way, okay? And it doesn't mean do the exact same thing 10 times. But it means, like, if you're going to launch something, there better be, like, 10 pieces to it. Like, how many times are you posting a day? How many people are you reaching out to? All these kinds of things. Okay? And in the beginning, I really wished that wasn't true. But it really is. And frankly, guys, like, given the how fast social media moves, you gotta share stuff 10 times plus. And that's just for one person to sign up, right? Like, we're not talking about like filling a thing 10 times, like posting 10 times is filling a thing, right? It's one result. Because this stuff moves so fast. We're in and we're out. We're not always around every time you're sharing. I've had this for a while, and this is slowly growing, and that's beautiful. I love it, okay? But 10 times action equals one result. All right. So, any questions before we move on? Because I really want to talk about the next thing. So don't forget. Well, actually, let's share. Why don't you share what one of your big outcomes is that you want to have happen this week? What outcome are you planning for right now in your work? What result, end thing are you planning for? I love chat. I love Zoom. And I love the chat feature. It makes these things so much more interactive. Okay, 3 one-on-one clients by the end of the week. By the way, guys, this woman is in sales calls all the time. And people cannot wait to get into them, by the way. I'm in a weird spot, so I'm not sure yet. Planning. Okay, fine. So clarity, by the way, is an extremely powerful outcome that you need to have happen this week. And if that's it, beautiful. Passive product sold. That's one of those 10 times equals one result. Definitely. Plus, get really cool people to help you sell stuff. Just saying. Okay. Ooh. Then I choose clarity too. Nice. Okay. So, in what joyful way can you all get to more clarity? Right? Is it talking to someone that you really enjoy talking to instead of like toiling by yourself, which we tend to do? Here you go. So get into action. Okay. So guys, think about planning for the result and not the task. It's not like I need to reach out to 16 people every day. Well, that actually might be true. But like in service of what, right? In service of what joyful thing? Absolutely within your control. Please do this with joy. If you don't, if the process itself isn't joyful for you, the end result will not be. And I'm going to tell you, I've really viscerally experienced this. I will just share a quick story with you. It's totally not about me, but I'm going to share a quick story with you. I had a gut feeling about something that I was starting to work on. And I didn't listen to my gut feeling, okay? And I was like, it's okay. The end result's going to be amazing. The end result. I won't worry about how I feel right now. I'm just going to worry about the end result. And I'm telling you, the end result was just as unfulfilling as the entire process. You cannot have one without the other. If you aren't enjoying the stuff along the way, you cannot create success, guys. It's not possible. People can feel it on you. Look at that. What does it say? Ease and joy. I love that. That's beautiful. So guys, please, like even the tasks, if there's something you're nervous about, how do you shift that into like excitement? Actually, usually if you feel that energy in your body, that nervousness or like, I gotta do this thing, it's usually, well, where does that show up for you? I'm not gonna tell you where I think it shows up, but where does that show up in your body? Like, I gotta do this thing a certain way and it's gotta be, I gotta do the things. Like, there's like things I gotta do. Where does that show up in your body? Where does that feel tense? Between your shoulder blades. Okay, right? For me, it feels like right in my belly, like I'm trying to control. It's a control thing. Mine's like down here, my gut. That's Carolina, beautiful. For me too. So wherever that energy is in your body, stomach and heart, beautiful. Okay, so wherever that energy is in your body, shift it, literally, see if you can shift it into your heart space. Literally see if you can shift it. I know that sounds a little weird. But see if you can move that energy, whatever that like, I gotta do this thing, into your heart space. And it actually, for me, when I can do that, you gotta be really present in your body to be able to do it. But if you can do that, it moves it from like, I gotta do this thing to kind of like, I can do this thing. It helps me, I don't know, it takes it out of like a control need and into like a, I can do this. Okay. So see if that works for you. Okay. So guys, really quick, not really quick. This is the thing I think that is most important on the call. And it's talking about your biggest vision for your work, okay? I, for a long time, was planning my life, my business, okay, around this sort of a need for freedom and like to just do it my own way and all of this, right? Like I can see myself on stage and this kind of stuff, right? That was kind of like my vision. So after a while, you guys, I got so bored. And I'm telling you, like I couldn't, this wasn't even that long ago. This was like at the end of last year, beginning of this year. I was getting like, the stuff I was doing, first of all, stopped working. And I started retreating from my business, meaning that like the vision that I had for the future was kind of like, yeah, kind of clear, kind of not clear, really kind of not clear. And it was kind of small. And so even when I felt like I was playing big, it was still in service of something that was kind of small, meaning like I just didn't want to like have anyone boss me around, and I wanted to be able to create my own money, you know? And I'm telling you, I don't know how to describe it except that I was getting bored and I was losing interest so fast that I didn't know if I still wanted to be an entrepreneur. And what happened was I lost my vision. Like my vision for what I wanted to create. I didn't even care about it because it was so small. I like just didn't care. So I realized that my vision was small. And I started to dial it up. Meaning, okay, well, my small vision was that I wanted to have, freedom of my schedule, right? Well, and making my own money. What's the next bigger vision? Like, dial that up a little bit, even for yourself. First of all, one, do you feel clear? You can say yes or no in the chat, but do you feel like your vision is big for your work in this world? Do you feel like your vision is big? Does it feel earth-shattering? Does it feel exciting to you? You don't have to share what it is, because probably those sentences could go on. There you go. Feel like I have a big vision, however, I'm currently living it small. Okay. All right. So what is your vision right now? I'm going to give you a minute. I know we're going to go like a smidge over, but I want you to do this. So literally, I'm going to give you a couple seconds to just make some notes about, the top 5 things you see happening in your business. Let's say 3. I'll make it fast because we're already running out of time. So the top 3 things you see happening in your business. Top 3 in the big picture as it stands now. I'll give you a moment. Top 3 things. Okay. So on a scale of 1 to 10, I want you to just sort of like take a read on how big you think that is for yourself. Like 1 is like, whoa, that's really small. And 10 is, holy shit, I can't believe I just envisioned that. So like for you, on a scale of 1 to 10, you're looking at your 3 things now. Your vision of the future. Okay? I don't care. By the way, let me preface this whole thing with, I don't give a boo-boo what your vision is, okay? I just want to make sure you're seeing it clearly. That's all. I'm not here to tell you to dial it up, and I'm not here to tell you how to play small. I'll never do that. But what I do want you to do is make sure that your vision, to touch base with it. Is this what I want? Am I playing small? And how do I play bigger? And I'm going to show you how to play bigger. Yay. Okay? So whatever these answers are for you, they're totally, I have absolutely no judgment of them. Okay? I just want you to be clear. So on a scale of 1 to 10, for you personally, you're looking at your 3 things. How big is that? Is that like, yeah, it's kind of whatever, it's a 3. That's where I was, okay? I was thinking small, and my thing was like, yeah, so, if I get a couple clients, that just doesn't seem like, yeah, we need clients, but like, is that my life is just like on the hunt for clients all the time? That just seems like I was playing way too small, and I was not excited about it, okay? So looking at your 3 things you wrote down, on a scale of 1 to 10, in terms of like your perception of how big this is for you, what is it? If it's a 10, amen, sister, you're doing it right, okay? If you're already playing to the biggest of your big possible bigness, high 5. If you're making all the money you want to be making, if you are in connection with the people that you want to be in connection with, if you are working with the kind of clients you want to be working with, if your roster is full, if you are being visible the way you want, all of that stuff. If you had a 10, amen. If you don't, keep going, okay? Keep doing the exercise, which is step 2. If you could dial this up, whatever your 3 things are, to like 3 spots higher than it is now. So if you're currently at a 3 and you want to dial it up to a 6, what does 6 look like? We're not shooting to 10 already. But what if you dialed up what you're doing a little bit? Not like going crazy and you're working with like 50 clients a month. You don't have to go that far. But what if you just like dialed it up a little bit? What could your vision be that is just a little bit bigger than it is right now? Like, an example here for me is that I was for a long time just trying to be visible, meaning like I would post some stuff and like every once in a while I'd be like, okay, I have discovery calls available. Okay. So I shifted that thinking up a little bit. And my little bit was, I am now in my job is to be in not constant creation, but in creation mode to keep putting out things that people need. It's not like, you know, I just need some like clients for like this 4-month package. That's not what I'm doing anymore. I mean, I take one-on-one clients, but like the thing I'm doing now is creating things that inspire and compel entrepreneurs into powerful action. That's my thing I'm doing now. That's just a smidge dial up, guys. That's like going from a 3 to a 6. It's probably like a 7, but still, okay? I'm not like just like, yeah, I have some stuff available. I'm like, here's what I'm creating now. Which is totally what I'm doing. I'm in something right now, actually, all about ideal client. And if any of you struggle with that, we got to talk about it, because I am in this, actually Jen's on this thing. Jennifer and I are created a powerful tool, or I should say it's like a 4-week program with 2 Q&As, but this powerful way to really connect with what your ideal client needs from you in a deeper way. Not just like, I need to bust through blocks. That ain't it. That is not going to cut it anymore, guys. I wish, because I would have already been rich a long time ago. But what we need to know is way, way more detailed, guys. And so it's called Brand Evolution. And if you're interested, just hit me up. Just private message me. Powerful program, guys. And short and affordable. All about your ideal client. Okay, anyway, so if you're going to dial it up a little bit, what is that? Hopefully you've been making notes the whole time I'm chatting away. We're almost done, guys. Thanks for hanging on with me. Okay. So hopefully you have a couple of bullet points. If you're going to dial it up to an 11, meaning you take your work to like some serious big levels. Like, I'm not just offering, for me, this would be like, yeah, I'm offering stuff that people need, to like, I think for me, probably like creating events on a larger scale than I've done before. I am stepping into this actually because I'm going to speak to my college today. That was kind of a big one for me, or tomorrow, sorry. I'm actually going to speak at the College of Business that I went to at Ohio University. Whee! So like for me, taking it visible on a much bigger level is where I'm headed. Okay. So that's sort of me dialing it up to like an 11 and starting to create on a much bigger scale. And stepping out about some things that I've been nervous about doing. Guys, I'm literally working on something right now that makes me so nervous, okay? I'm doing it anyway, but it makes me nervous, okay? So how do you dial up that vision to be like super big? Now, hopefully you have a couple bullets for, you know, what your visions are on different levels. How does that feel looking at them? Especially in comparison to what you're doing right now. Now, I'm not saying any one of those, like I said before, is different, better, or more special than the one that came before it. But are you playing smaller than you want to be? What if your stuff started to become global? What if your vision was from going to like, yeah, I'd be happy making like 50 grand a year to like $1 million a year? You may not want that. I'm just saying. Be clear about what you do want. And if you are really on your A game, I would start like looking at milestones to meet that stuff. Dude, totally. Whatever your goal is, if that's the big goal right now, amen. Like I said, no judgment whatsoever about what your goal is or how big you're playing. I just want you to be clear about it. And that's okay. Whatever it is completely okay. If 50,000 a year is your 10, amen, sister. Fucking go for it. Excuse my French, but do it. Okay. So, like I said, if you are on your super A game, you'll start looking at like milestones. Like if I really wanted to make $50,000 a year, but I'm not right now, what do I need to do to make that happen? If I am making 50 and I want to go to 1 million, what way do I need to start looking at my work differently than I am now? Just some things to think about, guys. That vision stuff, if you are feeling bored or like, this is it, that's a vision problem, right? Time to think bigger. If you are still trying to achieve the vision you've got, then what needs to happen that hasn't been happening in a joyful way? All right, guys, sorry I took you over. I love you so much. Mwah. I hope you have an amazing day. Do not forget that little calming exercise we did. Really great way to get back in your body, especially if you're about to talk to clients or go take photos that you're nervous about taking. All right, guys, you have an amazing day. Hit me up if you need anything. I'll talk to you later. Bye.